Here I've got a bunch of questions regarding Q12. So I'm giving you a demonstration here how to solve this and provide some explanation as well as hints. So let's read through this question first. To maximize profit in a competitive market, we set price equal to marginal cost, but in a monopoly, you set marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Based on the given information, answer the following questions. So those are the information that is given. Total revenue equals to 100Q minus 10Q squared. Marginal revenue equals to 100 minus 20Q. Total cost is 20 plus 10Q, and marginal cost is 10. Okay, so then I'm going to lead you through this question in my document camera. Okay, so here is what I strongly advise when you solve this kind of literally describe the question. So it's assignment 1, version A, question 12. Okay, so before getting into the problem, I suggest that you put all this information on the side just for quick quick reference. So total revenue is 100 minus 10Q squared. Marginal revenue is 100Q, I'm sorry, total revenue is 100Q minus 10 squared. Marginal revenue is 100 minus 20Q. Okay, total cost is 20 plus 10Q, and marginal cost is 10. And in Unit 3, I'm going to teach you how do we get marginal revenue from total revenues, which is by taking derivative. And here, if you take derivative with respect to Q, 100Q derivative is 100, minus 10Q squared derivative is minus 20. And here, 20's derivative with respect to Q is nothing, and 10Q's derivative with respect to Q is 10. So that's how we got it. But here, you just need to take this as given. We're going to learn this later, okay? And then there are two pieces of information as well. So for competitive market, to maximize profit, we set price equals to marginal cost. To maximize profit, and here in economics, profit is written as pi, obviousness. Okay, profit is written as pi. So that is a general way of putting this. We want to distinguish this from price, which is normally written as P. Okay. Monopoly, that is marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. So then question A is to ask you what price will you charge if you're in a competitive market. So that's price equals to marginal cost. And here it's given that marginal cost equal to 10, so price equals to 10. So that's question 1. And question 2 takes a little bit twist, okay? So here is the information. Total revenue equals to price by quantity, right? And here, this is and here total revenue equals to 100Q minus 10Q squared, right? Then price equals to total revenue over Q. Does this make sense? Right? From this one, from the first one, total revenue over Q equals to price. So that is, and then we take total revenue to replace the total revenue here. That is 100Q minus 10Q squared over Q. So we have 100 minus 10Q. So that's the relationship between price and quantity. And here I would like to remind you, this is an inverse demand or the original demand. I would like to ask you to think a little bit about this. This is actually an inverse demand, right? Because this is not how people respond, how much they consume to price. This is how price respond to quantity. So this is inverse demand. Okay. And then we have P. It's asked how much Q to produce. So just take this P from A. We have P equals to 10. We just take that in. Take into P equal to 100 minus 10Q. We can solve for Q. Okay. So I've got questions that I've gone through all the recording. I haven't seen how this is solved, and this one is actually to solve for the root, right? From a univariate linear function. Like here, it's 10 equals to 100 minus 10Q, and how do you solve for Q, right? So the result, so here we divide 10 to both sides. It's 1 equals to 10 minus Q, and we move Q to the left and move 1 to the right, change the sign into negative. Therefore, Q equals to 9. Okay. So this is actually what we are testing. How do you solve a univariate? Here we only have a one variable, which is Q, right? With a linear format. There is no square, there is no cube. It's just a first power. Okay. So that's question B. And question C is to ask you to solve for the profit. So profit equals to revenue minus cost. And here revenue is price by quantity minus cost 20 plus 10Q. So just plug in those numbers and calculate it. And then question D, what price do you charge if you're a monopoly? So for monopoly, it is to again to solve a univariate equation, right? So here marginal revenue is 100 minus 20Q, marginal cost is 10, and here for monopoly, we're gonna solve marginal revenue equals to marginal cost for Q, which is 100 minus 20Q equals to 10, and we're solving for this. Okay. So again, this is a univariate. We only have one variable, and it's a power order of 1. The variable's power is 1, right? There is no cube, no square. So here I'm just saying, when you see those kind of application questions come down, try to utilize as much information as possible from the question. And I am assigning this on this is one of the question of the highest difficulty, I admit. But this one is given to enlighten you of utilizing the method that we learn in this unit to solve applicable application questions in economics and business. Okay, so here, then what we got is 100 minus 10 equals to 20Q. We move minus 20Q to the other side to change it into positive. This 10 move to the left-hand side to change that into negative. So it's 90 equals to 20Q. So Q equals to 4.5. So here I note that as QM, which is the monopoly quantity, compared to QC. And people may also carry doubt, oh, I have a decimal, is that right? And here, it's not mentioned in the question what's the unit of Q. It could be 4.5 thousand, 4.5 million. So that is a legit answer to provide, right? Then question. So this is Q. I'm sorry. I'm actually solving for E right now. And for D, we got Q, and then we do a little bit back forth. What price do you charge if you're in a monopoly? So here the monopoly price is gonna be, again, taking this number into your calculation. Okay, so price equals to, coming from B, price equals to 100 minus 10Q. And here we have QM equals to 4.5. Then PM equals to 100 minus 10 by 4.5, which is 55. That's a monopoly price. And you can see monopoly price is much higher than competitive price, right? And monopoly quantity is half than the competitive quantity. So we can utilize this answer to check up with our intuition learned from principle of micro. If you can recall, in principle of micro, the difference between monopoly and competitive is monopoly firm will intentionally squeeze down their supply so as to maintain the price high, right? With the purpose of making positive, significant monopoly profit. That is what I ask you to solve in problem in question F. So you're gonna solve monopoly profit by solving the total revenue minus total cost, right? So total revenue is calculated by price by quantity, and total cost is by replacing this monopoly quantity into the total cost function. So, and then for question G, what do you need to do? Would a firm rather be a monopoly market or competitive? So you're gonna compare monopoly profit to competitive profit. If monopoly profit is higher than competitive profit, and here firm come into the market doing business for the purpose of making profit, whichever market give you a higher profit, you would favor that market. You would prefer that market. So if monopolistic profit is higher than competitive profit, then this firm prefers a monopoly market. I hope this makes sense. Thank you very much.